Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to change a jersey using 3 different practical methods. The first 2 of these methods will be manually changing the jersey in Photoshop, and the third will be changing the jersey using AI. I will also explain what criteria I use to choose these methods. So without wasting any time, let's start with the first method. In the first method, we will simply put a different jersey from another player onto the player we want. First I choose Winnie. I'll be changing Winnie's jersey with Arsenal jersey. The important thing is here, let's put the photos side by side so I can explain it better. The new jersey you are going to add needs to be at the same angle and orientation as the jersey here. As you can see here, the pose of the jerseys are almost identical. They don't need to match 100%, they just need to be at the same angle and pose. That will be enough for us. Now the first thing we need to do here is cut the jersey and the shorts separately. I cut them beforehand so the video doesn't get too long. As you can see, it looked like this. First I will take the jersey, I'm copying it from here and pasting it here. I roughly adjust its size. Then I right click, select warp and adjust it in a bit more detail. After doing this, I pressed enter. I will take the right sleeve part from this image because its angle is more suitable. In this photo, I will only use the torso and left sleeve part. I'm quickly selecting the part I will use. After selecting it, I press Ctrl J to duplicate it upward. As you can see, only this part remains. I right click it and convert it to smart object. Next, what I need to do is this. I select the jersey and set its fill to 0. Then from the top menu, I go to filter and select liquify. Now from here, we will adjust the shape of the jersey in much more detail. But the color part ended up too high. Let's bring it down a bit. That's better now. I'm going into liquify again. Make sure show backdrop is turned on. Otherwise you won't see the jersey behind it. First, let's adjust the color area. Don't make harsh movements, just minimal movements. All you need to do is shape it according to the jersey underneath. It's that simple. Take your time and adjust it properly without rushing. So this part isn't affected. I will select the tool here and paint over that area. Now I can adjust this sleeve part more easily. Yes, this part is done. I'm clicking OK. Looks pretty good. Now I will do the right sleeve. I'm quickly cutting this out too. I usually use the lasso tool, but you can use the pen tool if you prefer. That's totally up to you. After selecting it, I duplicate it and convert it to smart object. Then I copy it and paste it here. Let's adjust its size. I will fix this shape with warp again. After doing this, I open liquify again to adjust its more detail. This is done too. Let's click OK. This needs to be underneath the main jersey. As you can see, it's almost done. I just need to erase the parts showing through in the back. I'm creating a mask for this and erasing the parts showing in the back. There are some white patches left in these areas of the jersey we added. Let's clean those up too. This is done too. The jersey part is finished. Now let's take the shorts. I will fit this the same way I fitted the jersey. And this is done too. Actually, the jersey swap part is done, but the jersey looks a bit flat right now. If we add light and shadows, it will look much better. Let's start with the shorts first. I'm creating a curves adjustment layer. Let's lower the brightness a bit. I'm clipping this, by the way. You can clip it by holding Alt. Then I double click the layer. From here, I'm removing the white areas. You can hold Alt to split these two apart. Okay, that's it. Now we need to adjust the light and shadow according to the original image. Looking at this, the light seems to be coming from the upper left, so we will add light and shadow accordingly. This part of the shorts will be shadow. I'm painting this area. Then to add light, I'm creating an exposure layer and adding light to the left side. Okay, now let's move on to the jersey. First I will add a shadow. Let's lower the brightness a bit. Again, I'm adjusting the blend setting. First I'm adjusting it based on the red area of the jersey. Flow is at 5. My brush is soft. I'm adding a more towards to the right side. Now let's add shadow to the white parts. I'm removing the red areas in the sleeve part so it only affects the white areas. Now I will add light to the jersey. This time I will use curves. Let's increase the brightness a bit. Again, I'm removing the dark parts from the blend setting. I will add a more shadow to the inner parts of these white areas. I'm creating another curves layer and lowering the brightness. Let's adjust the blend setting. Alright, that's it. As you can see, the result is like this. Before adding the lighting, it looked very flat. Now it looks much more realistic. Yes, that was our first method. Now let's move on to the second method. The second method is this. For example, if the player whose jersey you want to change is wearing a plain, simple jersey like this, we will remove the logos, sponsor or other remaining shapes on it and then create the jersey ourselves. You can remove the logos on the jersey in 3 ways. For example, you can remove the logo by selecting it, pressing Shift F5 and selecting content aware from there. Or you can select the spot healing brush tool from here and remove it that way. Lastly, you can also remove the logo by selecting it and using generative fill. I won't be removing these color parts or the sleeve stripes here because the jersey I want to change it to will be this Chelsea jersey. And this jersey also has a color and sleeve stripes. That's why these parts here will serve as a reference for me. After removing the logos and stripes, the jersey looks like this. Since I'm trying to recreate Chelsea's jersey, we first need to turn this white jersey black. First I'm creating a group and I'm setting this group blends mode to multiply. Then I create a solid color layer inside it. The color doesn't matter right now. Then I hold Ctrl and click on this part of the layer where Arda is, which selects Arda. And I create a mask by selecting the group above. Now what we need to do here is remove the head and arms areas from this mask. Let's take care of that quickly. Okay, that's done. Now I need to make the jersey black. I'm placing the jersey here for reference. If you make it completely black, you will lose all the details. So we won't make it completely black. You need to eyeball it a bit. For example, this looks good. Although I forgot to erase this part, let me quickly take care of that. Okay. Now I will add light and shadow to make it more realistic. First, I'm turning this off. I'm selecting the layer below, meaning this one. I clicked select, color range from the top. First, I will select the shadows. The white parts are the areas you've selected. I think this looks good. I'm opening the groups again. I create a curves layer, and the shadow areas we selected go into the mask. I clip this to the layer below, then I lower the brightness. Since the jersey is black, it's not very noticeable. If you look here, it makes the shadow R's even more defined. Now I'm closing the group again. I'm opening color range. This time I will select a slightly larger area. Okay. I'm creating another curves layer. Let's lower the brightness. Now I select the lit areas. I'm creating a curves layer. Since it's black, I won't increase the brightness too much. This looks good. And finally, I'm opening color range again. This time I will select a smaller area. This is good. I'm increasing the brightness a lot. Perfect. As you can see, if we do the before and after, do you see how much of difference it makes? Maybe we can darken the shadows areas a bit more. Okay, that's it. Now we will add the shapes here, but first I want to draw the stripes. I'm creating another solid color layer above this one. Let's pick its color from here. I'm inverting the mask. And I will try to draw the stripes by looking at the reference. That's done too. After doing this, we can now do the color and sleeve parts. Let's take the color part first. After selecting it, I copy it and paste it here. Don't forget to convert it to the smart object. Now I will position this. You can hold Ctrl to adjust its perspective. After doing this, I set the field to 0 again and open Liquify to adjust its shape in more detail. Pretty good. Let's erase these parts. That's it. Now I will do the same process for the sleeves. Alright, these are done too. Lastly, we have the logos left. Let's add these two. I'm converting it to smart object right away. To adjust this, I'm closing these layers for now. I'm opening the original image. Now we can position the logos more accurately. I can turn the top layers back on. Now what we need to do here is this. I double click the layer and remove the black parts from the blend if setting. It already fits onto the jersey right away. Lastly, I will add light to the sleeve and neck areas we edit. Because look, this part has stayed a bit too dark, we need to even these out. I'm creating another curves layer. I want you to focus only on the black area. The black needs to be the same tone as the one below. Okay, then I'm painting these areas. Let's set the flow 5.2. This is much better now. There's no problem on the right side, but I can add some light here. we can duplicate this upward. Maybe I can add a bit more light. Alright, that's it. We can group these now. Maybe it will be better if we add a bit of color balance, because this area looks a bit blue. I will make it slightly more blue. Yes, this is much better. It looks more natural. Before, after. If we do an overall before and after, it looks like this. Yes, that was the second method. Now let's move on to the last method. The third method will be changing the jersey using AI. I have two main reasons for using AI. First, it's very practical and speeds up my work. All that's left for me to do is create the background or add effects. In short, you save time. The second reason is for putting new season jersey on players. Because you can find images of players wearing the new season jerseys, so it becomes difficult to make the jerseys look realistic. At this point, using AI makes much more sense and practical. I'll be using Lovart AI as the AI tool. What makes Lovart useful here is that I can upload all my references, compare different AI models, refine the selected result, upscale it, and remove unwanted elements within the same workspace. I'm creating a new project here. In this part, we are presented with the clean workspace, and here I will drop in the photo of the player and the photo of the new jersey I'll be adding. Since Olise is wearing a long sleeve jersey in this photo, I choose this long sleeve Real Madrid jersey. In this part, a bit of the shorts are visible, so I will drop in a photo of the shorts here as well. So the AI doesn't get confused, I will crop the parts where the socks and jersey are visible. To do this, I click on the three dots above, select crop from here, and crop the photo so that only the shorts are in focus. After doing this, I select the agent as image again. From here, Lovart has a nice feature. This way we can directly select reference images. After that, I paste the prompt I will give you here. As the AI model, I usually use GPT image or Nana Banana Pro. You can try the others too. Let's try GPT first. I'm selecting the quality as medium since I'll be using upscaling it afterward anyway. Since this photo is square, it can stay at 101. Let's have it generate 3 images like this. Let's see what it comes up with. Yes, GPT's results turned out like this. Overall, all 3 look good. I will remove the logo here because it positioned it lower and shouldn't be visible. Also, there should be 3 stripes here. We can go with these 2 images. Now let's try Nana Banana again. You can get the reference images by clicking here. We already copied the prompt earlier. I'm selecting Nana Banana Pro. Let's set the resolution to 2K and let's generate it. Actually, let's make it one more. Yes, Nana Banana did it like this. Honestly, this don't look bad either, but there's a bit of an issue here. I think we got the best result from GPT. I will use this middle one. First, I want to increase the resolution. You can do this very easily. When you click on the image, there is upscale at the top, and from here we can select 4K. Yes, upscale process is done. It looks quite good. Also, to remove that Real Madrid logo, there's an erase options here. We can easily erase it after selecting the logo. I click run. And the result is quite good. It erases it nicely. If you want to try this workflow yourself, you can find the Lovart link in the description. Now we can use this image in our project. As a bonus, I will also show you how to add the background to it. I cut out the player and placed him in my workspace like this. For the background, I will use a photo of the Bernabeu Stadium like this. Now the first thing I want to do is add a fog or smoke behind the player. This will make the player stand out more. To do this, I'm creating a solid color layer. I'm changing its blend mode to lighten. Of course, this layer needs to be behind the player. We can maybe make its color a bit more blue. I go to its mask and invert the mask. Then I take a soft brush. As you can see, hardness is at 0 and the size is large too. I'm setting flow to 5. And all I need to do is click. I just click. Then I make the brush bigger and click again. I'm adjusting it according to the light here. There's also a light on the right. I can add a bit there too. And I keep going like this. I think this looks good for now. You can add more or less of this depending on your own preference. Next, I select the player and create a levels layer. First, I will lower the brightness a bit. Then I will create a color and vibrance layer. This will be at the very bottom. I will reduce the vibrance a bit because the colors looks too saturated. Maybe we can reduce it a bit more. Okay. Then I'm creating a curves layer. I'm increasing the brightness. Then I double click the layer and adjust the blend of settings so it only affects the bright areas. First, I will add it to the skin tones because the jersey looks darker. If I want it to affect the jersey too, this time the face stays too bright. So I will add light to the skin first, then to the jersey. I'm adjusting it this way. This looks good. Okay, let's invert the mask. I'm setting flow to 50, then I'm painting. I'm erasing the parts that fall on the jersey. Looks pretty good. Now I'm creating another curves layer. This time it will be for the jersey. Again, I'm increasing the brightness. I double click the layer and adjust the blend of setting. For a smoother transition, you can hold Alt to split these two. I mentioned this before too. This looks good. I will remove the white areas for now, these here. I will add the whites later because otherwise they will blow out too much. We can move on to the painting. That's done too. Now I'm creating another curves layer. This time I will do it for the white areas. I'm removing the dark parts. And then I'm adding this light to the white areas. Looks really nice. Let's look at the before and after like this. It looks much better. Now I will add a bit of light to his hair. I will use exposure for this. I'm only adding it to the hair. And finally, I'm creating one more exposure layer. This will be to bring out the white areas a bit more overall. I'm adjusting the blend of settings so that only the white areas remain. If you look at this part, we will see it better. Let me zoom in a bit. Only the white areas will remain. Okay, then I'm painting the areas I want. We have made good progress so far. Let's group these. This has now become a single group. Let's open the group again. I want to blend the player into the atmosphere a bit more. To do this, I'm creating a solid color layer. Actually, we can duplicate this one upward. I'm holding Alt, moving it to the very top. I'm making the mask completely white. I'm setting the blend mode to the linear dodge, darkening its color a bit. You can see it's too dark right now. I will increase this a bit more as he is inside this atmosphere. The cursor will be on the left. If you want to add color, you can move this to the right side. I won't add much color, maybe a little bit here. Okay, that's it. Look, before, after. You can erase a bit of the bottom part. I'm taking the gradient tool from the left. I'm setting it so it only stays in the upper areas. Now it looks like he is even more inside the atmosphere. It's become more realistic. Now we can write the name. I usually write it to the bottom or top. You can try both. I'm creating a text layer. Let's write Olise. I usually make the color white. Let's make it a bit bigger. Let's look at the fonts. Don't use very thin fonts, especially for the main name. I'm not choosing handwriting fonts. I usually prefer bolder and more angular fonts. This looks good. Instead of medium, maybe black could work. Holding Ctrl Alt, I'm making the text a bit more dynamic. Let's center this. Then I duplicate the text, and here I write his first name too. I will make this smaller, and it will be thinner. Medium could work. Let's zoom out. Doesn't look bad. Maybe we can reduce the smoke behind a bit, that way the text can stand out more. Okay, that looks really nice. We can add a bit of blur to the text too, it makes for a nice effect. I'm selecting both, holding Alt and duplicating them upward, and merging them with Ctrl E. Then I'm converting this into a smart object. Then I click Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. The current amount doesn't look bad, maybe we can set it to 50. I clicked OK. I'm creating a mask, inverting it. I will edit only the certain areas. Let's set flow to 100. I'm adding it more to the outer parts, like this. Okay. When the text is at the top, it looks like this. I think it looks pretty good. If you want to place the text at the bottom instead, we will do it like this. Let's duplicate this. I'm bringing to the text to the front, making it a bit smaller and moving it down. Now the text needs to stand out more because the background looks too complicated. I'm creating a blend solid color layer below the text. Then I select the gradient tool and add the black like this. Then I take the soap brush, set the flow 5. I'm adding a bit more black under the text. I just click. The text stands out even more now. Right, that's it. When the text is at the bottom, it looks like this too. At this point, the choice is yours. Yes, we have now reached the end of the video. You can download the PSD file of these designs I made today from the link below, completely free. I would really appreciate it if you could just like the video and support me. If there is anything you didn't understand, please mention in the comments. See you in the next video.